All right, everybody, welcome to the show this week. I'm Gary.
This is Austin.
Midwest Mike's coming at you. We are actually recording a day earlier than normal. Recording on Tuesday. Typically we do Wednesdays, but this week's schedule's allowed and everything, so we're getting it in on a Tuesday. So hope everybody's having a good week so far.
Yep, we had a pretty good week of some NFL football, so we're going to follow suit like we kind of did last week. We're going to do our power rankings this week. And, a little bit's changed. There's a lot of teams that kind of were like the 1-1 teams that kind of went one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of how we're going to go this week. So that's it.
So, talk a little high school football like we do every week. But before get going in that, I don't want to forget. I do want to shout out our buddy Nick. He listens to the show every week. He always sends me texts and stuff about the show after he listens. Attended his wedding this last weekend, and so congratulations to Nick and Rose on the nuptials this past weekend. It was a great ceremony and reception and everything down there in Belton, so congratulations to those two, and I hope they're enjoying their honeymoon.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Congrats, Nick. Getting married is, my wife listens to the show, so getting married is the best thing ever.
Yes, it is. My second wife is the best thing that ever happened to me.
There you go.
And I'm not saying that in a joking way.
No, that's real.
That's serious. So
that's real.
Yeah. Just wanted to, give a shout out to Nick and Rose on the wedding this weekend, and so maybe they have many, many happy years together. Let's jump into some high school football. Shawnee Mission East, we won this last week against Shawnee Mission Northwest. They were pretty beat up. JV, we completed the sweep yesterday. So our freshman varsity and JV all beat the Shawnee Mission Northwest Cougars. And this is Shawnee Mission South week. Shawnee Mission South is 3-1. Also, they lost to Olathe South last weekend. So matchup of 2 3-1 teams. This is the last Shawnee Mission school that we will play in the regular season this year. There's only 2 of them on our schedule, so we'll play South freshmen. We'll play them tomorrow. I'm sure Coach Hare will win again because that's all Coach Hare knows how to do, man. Is just win those games.
Yep.
He doesn't know any different. So. And then Thursday night, varsity will play them. Rare Thursday night game, one of 3 that we had this year. And then Monday, JV will wrap it up against Shawnee Mission South. So, again, looking for 3 wins for our 3 levels of programs there. Hopefully we can get that done. Friend of the show, Coach Harris, his team, Van Horn, they won again. Scored 70 points against Northeast. And had a really good showing there. I texted him when I saw the score and was joking with him about running it up, but he's not a guy that's going to run it up. He said they had a couple pick sixes, and he had put some other guys in, and just Northeast was not up to snuff. So hey, congrats to Van Horn. Just the 1 loss to Center. They have another big game this week coming up. They play Winnetonka, which is a huge game for them, and I can't remember Winnetonka's record, but they're a program that usually has some good wins in Kansas City high school football. So
yeah, that'd be tough.
Yeah, but hey, best of luck to those guys, Van Horn Falcons this week, and Coach Harris. Obviously I want to win with my team too, and we got some other guys, out there. William Chrisman, my buddy DJ over there, be cheering for those guys on Friday night as well. So let's just, like we say every week, man, go support a high school team. Talk about it on social media. Go watch kids compete, and that's the name of the game. Just compete.
Yeah, it's good stuff. High school football's been pretty good this season, so
yeah,
that's right. Support your team.
Yep. So, all right. Well, with that being said, let's get down to the main event of the day and talk about our NFL power rankings. After the 3rd week of the season. So, last week I kicked it off. So, Austin, why don't you kick it off this week with your number 10?
That's right. We're going backwards. So my number 10 is the Chicago Bears.
Ooh.
So I don't think they were in my 10 last week. Good win this week. They're a team that actually, like, they're in first place in the NFC North now.
Okay.
And the addition of Khalil Mack and, like, pretty good coaching from Nagy.
Yeah.
They're not like an easy out, right? Khalil Mack is way disruptive.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that last week, that he made them immediately relevant.
And he's still learning their schemes, right?
Yeah.
You can't learn, like, no off-season with them, right? He jumped in. So he doesn't know everything. And I don't know if he's been on there. I don't know. I haven't looked at his, like, snap percentage or anything like that. I'm sure it's getting higher every week.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they'd like to have him in on – it won't be 100, but it'll be, like – I'm sure they want to include him in on every package they can. But I like Chicago Bears, like the coach. And, I mean, I would even say in the NFC North, I don't know, second best coach in the NFC North. I don't think he's as good as, Minnesota had a down week this week.
Yeah.
Who's the head coach of Minnesota?
Mike Zimmer.
Yeah, Zimmer. I like Zimmer a lot.
I do too.
And so Nagy's done a really good job. I'm actually not a huge fan of McCarthy because I think McCarthy will, I don't know, sometimes looks a little clueless to me. And then what's his name? I mean, I know they beat the Lions beat the Patriots this week, but that dude's been a disaster. So I'm a fan of the Bears.
All right. Well, I went with Cincinnati at number 10 this week. Last week I had them at number 9. They were 2-0. They lost this week to the Carolina Panthers. So I did drop them a spot due to the loss. Not that that's a terrible loss. I mean, NFL, there really are no terrible losses. I mean, as long as you compete, teams in the NFL are tough. But, I got Cincinnati, Marvin Lewis. I kept them in the top 10. I debated on whether or not to keep them in the 10 since they were 9 last week, but I ultimately did. So, moving on, number 9, a new team in my top 10 from last week that were not there is the Tennessee Titans. Again, another 2-1 team. There's a lot of 2-1 teams.
Yeah.
But the Tennessee Titans' one loss is to the undefeated Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins are sitting at 3-0. So, Titans, 2 wins, and one of those is against Jacksonville this last week. They won 9-6, so that's a really good win.
That's a great win.
And so, number 9, Tennessee Titans.
It's a crap game. It was like 9-6.
9-6.
Well, it's a lot
Very
of
defensive game.
Because both teams are like super defensive oriented, right?
Yeah.
They run the ball.
No touchdowns.
No. Doesn't really make. I mean, I don't know. It's whatever. So, I don't know. I don't have the Titans on nothing. So
no. So yeah, who you got 9?
I got 9s. I got my Saints.
New Orleans Saints.
I got New Orleans. End up beating the Falcons in overtime. Really good game. Drew Brees is my boy. He's your boy. I love him. So, I mean, as long as the Saints are relevant, I'm going to have him in my top 10 because I love that dude. And I thought he had that really gutsy touchdown where he's running and he jukes out the guy.
Yeah.
Old man puts a spin on him.
New Orleans Saints, man. Yeah, that's...
And it's Falcons. It's a good win. I think Falcons were home, so it's a good road win. It's a good, and it's a division win.
Division win. We've talked about the importance of winning your division games. So.
And really, Saints defense is probably one of they let them down a little bit, but the Saints offense is still rolling. They can. I think they get to the point where they can trade away whoever, and you plug and play with Breezy and with Peyton, and the offense is still really good. So I got Saints at 9.
All right. Number 8, another new team that was not on my list last week is the Panthers. They are 2-1.
Yep.
Their one loss was to the Falcons, a division loss. Again, like I said, no real terrible losses in the NFL as long as you compete. Wins. 2 wins, 1 loss. Panthers. So last week, obviously, they were 1-1. Then they win this week and are now in my top 10. They're at number 8.
Yeah, I had a lot of teams in like this little middle spot between like really between like 5 and 10, where I'm like, man, and I really wanted to. There's 2 teams I wanted to fit in. I wanted to fit in the Panthers, and I wanted to fit in the Redskins. I don't have either one of them in, but I do like the Panthers a lot. Cam Newton is a guy that if he's on your team, you got a chance to win any game. He's a total playmaker. And so, yeah, I do like the Panthers a lot, too. So.
Yeah,
I like Rivera.
Yeah, I definitely, this week 3 was definitely harder than it was doing this a week ago for week 2.
Yeah. There's a lot of teams in this weird little middle game.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of 2-1 teams out there, so it's like.
And the teams that were trash last week, they
kind
won.
Kind of bounced back, yeah.
They won, so whatever.
But yeah, so who's your 8?
My 8's the Jaguars. I actually really don't like the loss to Tennessee at all, so they went down for me from I had them at 2. I took them all the way down to 8. Don't like the loss at all. Bortles can't score. Didn't look great. Out of rhythm. Defense still really good. It'll be a big test for the Chiefs in 2 weeks. 2 weeks? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's where I got them at. So I still like Jacksonville a lot. A win puts them up for me. But like I said, I got this weird middle ground where they're just kind of, I don't know, I fit them in. And that's where I got them at the 8 spot right now. So
okay. All right. Well, number 7.
7, I'll go Denver. That's a team I thought about putting a little higher. But there's a couple more teams I like a little better. I do like Denver. They play good defense. A lot of the same stuff I said last week. But Keenum is a total liability for that team. So quarterback for that team is a liability again. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember what he did last week.
I actually, not to really ruin the suspense, but I had Denver at 6 last week. Obviously lost.
So what you got him at? You got
already
him at
7? No, but I dropped him out of my top 10.
I don't even like.
So I
see Keenum is unimpressive for me, especially against the Ravens. They gave up a lot. The Ravens defense has given up a lot of points this season.
Yeah,
and I don't think the Ravens are that good.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like Denver should have won that game. Going into it, and but I felt like if you look at the schedules, the 3 teams that, like I said, I had Denver at 6, so them losing, they're going to drop.
Right.
I mean, the teams I put at 8, 9, and 10, or 7, 8, 9, and 10, the Panthers, like I said, at 8, they lost to the Falcons, the Titans lost to the Dolphins, and Cincinnati lost to the Panthers. So, I mean, when you look at it and say they lost to Baltimore, I just kind of ranking it. I mean, they were a team I felt had to drop.
Yeah.
Out of that 10.
Keenum throws the ball, I'm looking it up, Keenum throws the ball 34 times, and he has 192 yards and a pick.
Yeah.
No touchdowns. Running game, trash. I don't know what the totals are on that. I mean, I think they got Sanders on probably like a freaking jet sweep or something. But I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. I like their defense still. I still like their defense.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Their offense is just they're not. The offense is better than it was last year, for sure. Because their quarterbacks last year were really bad, and Keenum's not that. Like Keenum will probably have a good game, a pretty good game next week against the Chiefs, right? But can he?
It'll be on Monday Night Football
in Denver.
And
can he keep up with Mahomes? I'd probably no.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be able to.
They're going to know they got to slow the game down, I think.
So they're going to either run the ball a lot more.
Yeah.
And maybe throw a little more shorts or whatever. They'll figure it out. So anyways, that's 7's my Broncos. Who you got 7?
7, I got the New Orleans Saints.
Okay. Not that far off from me.
No. And we kind of already talked about them. But, I mean, they won in overtime this week. Their one loss was to the Buccaneers in overtime week 1.
Yeah.
So they played 2 overtime games in 3 weeks. They're 1-1 in those games. But 2-1. We've talked about it in depth. The quarterback position is so important. And when you have a Drew Brees back there, I mean, you're going to have a chance every week.
That's my guy.
Yeah. I mean, he's my fantasy quarterback. I went 0-3 again in fantasy this week, and he scored 40 points. He scored 40 points.
You need someone else to help Breezy out.
I know. I mean, Saquon